Singapore entered the circuit breaker on the 7th of April 2020 in a bid to curb rising local transmissions of the COVID-19 virus. Work from home became the default option. Entertainment venues closed, and food outlets could only serve takeaway or delivery orders. The central business district became a ghost town overnight. 1 year on, the crowds have somewhat returned, and a flexible, hybrid way of working will be the new normal. But will this new normal look like the pre-pandemic city centre?
CBD is not dead. Rents have been very firm for the great AAA, those built for the internet age, built in the last 15 years, right? These buildings, they are still full, and rents are very, very firm. It's only when you go downscale that you find rents starting to soften. And then we find these movements within the Grade B buildings. There are being offices that are decanted. Some have decided to shut down. So it's not, the colors are not uniform across the board.
After a year when many adjusted to working from home, employees will have to transition back to the office environment.
Even the studies are also unclear. Some says productivity fell, some says maintained. Microsoft said that it went up. Then Microsoft also found that from the data, research, big data, that there's exhaustion among workers because productivity has gone up. And so workers feel that they are exhausted, they work longer hours. Video conferencing takes longer time than the physical meeting that normally happens in an office or face-to-face environment. And then there's also social stress. You don't have the social networking with your colleagues.
One trend that was on the rise even before COVID is the popularity of co-working spaces. Some experts predict that the new normal will be a hybrid model.
You will have some core employees who would be coming to office every day, and you would have a part of employees who would be partly working from home. Some employees may be coming in for a few days, 3 days or 4 days kind of thing. So you would be seeing a lot more of hybrid plus flex working approach in the future. We have seen a lot of even companies incorporating this flexible working and co-working spaces in their buildings. So definitely co-working is here to stay.
One developer that recognized the need to include a co-working or flex space component in their building is OUE Limited, which partnered with the Work Project in their OUE downtown development.
The increasing demand for flex space is a very interesting scene that is evolving and also will very nicely coexist with the traditional format. This is also in meeting the needs and demands of our new generation workers, the Gen Zs, who are more concerned and put a lot of emphasis on a balanced lifestyle. So with this this working arrangement that companies will retain and rolled out, it would certainly make it more attractive to keep, the staff of this new generation.
OUE was also one of the first to redevelop a pure office building into a mixed-use development that has a hospitality component as well as retail.
It fits the needs of the ready catchment, which essentially meets their lifestyle needs. So if they're working here or they're working close by, they'll be able to, get all their workouts, their nutrition and their F&B and all that, all within this space. We even have a childcare facility whereby they can drop off their kids, go to work, pick the kid up, have their dinner and go back. So all this, for us, is a whole ecosystem.
Experts say this trend of moving away from mono-use office buildings will continue and is part of the government's push to bring life back into the CBD.
The scheme, CBD incentive scheme, and also the strategy development incentive scheme, these are the schemes that are trying to encourage the older building to redevelop and innovate in the sense in terms of use type. So you want to bring more life back to our CBD. Instead of traditionally CBD is a mono-use type, you see the place to be used a lot of people during the day, but during the night it kind of goes down. Even weekend, we don't see any people in the CBD area. How are you going to bring back some of the life to the CBD? CBD is a very exclusive, and the land price is very expensive. So you want to see how we can actually better mix the CBD to make the CBD more lively.
Besides this, Prof. Singh also thinks that one of the longer-lasting impacts of the pandemic is to make building owners incorporate pandemic controls into their design.
You probably see a lot more segregation, not just in terms of building density. Within the buildings, how are you going to segregate some of these transmission risks? Because I think traditionally our buildings are designed as a very enclosed system. You have the central air conditioning system, and this air conditioning system support the entire building. The air is actually flow within the building and circulate within the building. So this is not a very efficient way to reduce some of this transmission of the pandemic. I think moving forward, we may be more concerned and more careful about how to make our internal space more eco-friendly and so more pandemic-proof.